Good morning. Obviously, I ended up not recording anything while I was at Haley's place. When I got there, some of her roommates were already asleep.
In half a mile, continue on Linway.
Apparently I have to continue on Linway in half a mile. Anyway, her roommates were already asleep, so I couldn't ask everybody permission to film, so I just didn't worry about it. Now I've got a couple hours until I have to be at the airport for my flight, so I'm gonna try to meet up with Natalie again, and she's gonna show me Phineas Gage's skull. I'm also really hoping to make it to Potbelly before I have to fly home. There's a Potbelly in the airport, so hopefully that'll make it really easy. Hey Natalie!
Hi!
Thanks for taking me to see that skull.
You're welcome. Harvard Medical School, good for lots of things, including Phineas Gage's skull on display.
I had no idea how big the spike was that went through. I thought it was like a little spike.
No.
That thing is very, very large.
Like frighteningly so.
It went through his head. Well, I'm gonna go get Potbelly now.
I'm gonna go back to work. Ooh.
I'm bummed out because the Potbelly, it's in Terminal C, and I'm in Terminal A, and there's no way to get from A to C. So no Potbelly on this trip. I got to my gate, and I found Parker, whom I met at the Mist convention, Mysterium, who also lives in Montana, in Billings. So we've been sitting here, chatting it up about Mist. The guy who was sitting right here while we were geeking out about... So the people who don't know, there's an entire language that was invented for the Mist universe, and we were kind of talking about that a little bit, and I'm sure the guy sitting here was like, what is going on? What are these guys talking about?
Yeah.
Apparently, in the Denis language, which is it's a long story. In the Denis language, to say, I regret nothing, it is...
Zudu Rildil.
Zudu Rildil. Sounds like a good video title. Parker is actually the one who made the Gemedet game, the three-dimensional Connect 6 thing. Do you have those with you? Are those in your bag?
I have one of them in the bag.
These things are so heavy.
Checked.
They're like, what did you say, 20 pounds each or something?
About 22 pounds each.
22 pounds?
Yeah, about that.
They're so heavy. This is the box, the marbles. It's got a turntable on the bottom that lets the whole thing spin freely. How many times have you put this thing together so far?
Oh,
You seem very practiced.
I've lost count.
Do you think right in the center right there is the best spot to start with?
Generally, it leaves you the most options. I guess if the skill levels are matched, basically the first mover is on the offensive and the second on the defensive.
Finally made it back to Missoula. Apparently there was a big storm here today. There's branches all over the place. There's power lines all over the place. All the radio stations are out except for that one that you just played. 106.3 The Heat. Welcome to Missoula, Montana. Thanks for the ride.
Welcome.
There's a special guest arriving in Missoula who was supposed to arrive at roughly the same time I arrived, but said special guest's flight was delayed. So I'm gonna come back to the airport in about an hour to pick up said special guest. Welcome to the car wash. I've got like half an hour before I have to pick up the special guest. I'm washing off all of the road trip bugs from the VidCon trip right now.
I'm not sure that this is going to get all those bugs off.
Yeah, they're
They were
pretty
pretty
caked on
caked.
there. Aw, it didn't stick.
How are you?
Good.
Both of you.
How are you, Craig Benzine?
Good. Good. Great. She's great. She's doing better than you.
Would you like a chicken nugget?
Yes. I'm trying to lose weight, but I don't care. Give me a chicken nugget. What time is it? Oh, it's 1:12? Oh. Only a couple hours behind schedule.
So for your body, it is 2:12. Right? Right.
It is 2. My body.
Your body's just naturally 12 minutes behind.
Oh, you said 2:12?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said 12.
At first I said 1:12, meaning 2:12. Realized that I said 1:12, so I added the 2. Just I slipped it in there real quick.
So, you have one tripod?
I have one tripod.
I opted to not take mine because it would have been a whole big headache. So I'm gonna, if there's a Target in Missoula or something.
There's a Walmart that's open right now. There's a Target that will be open tomorrow.
I don't feel like going shopping right now. I'm very tired. Very tired.
We also
But
might be able to just swing by EcoGeek and grab one of their tripods.
that would be great if they're not using it. Let's not go in while someone's shooting and just like grab it. Then let's do that. Yeah, if you don't mind, if they don't mind.
I don't mind, but they might mind. We'll find out.
All right, let's be real jerks about it. I find that if you're a jerk about stuff, you get things done.
Yeah, the Donald Trump method.
Yeah, exactly. Look at how well he did.
You should definitely be president.
And everyone loves him. No one dislikes Donald Trump.
This is going to get really political right now, but
That's
I
fine.
literally cannot understand. My mind is blown that he has as much support as he does.
Well,
on the plane today, I was talking to the woman next to me, and I was asking her, how'd you feel about the thing? And I just, I knew I shouldn't have, but I asked how she felt about Donald Trump, and she was like, a lot of other politicians, they won't, answer direct questions, but he just says what he thinks, and I really, really like that. And I was like, but he thinks that people are fat pigs.
Yeah, he has one good quality, is that he says what he thinks. But
what
the things that he says and the things that he thinks are bad. It's just a fad, it's just a phase. He's not going to be that high in the polls for. I think there's an excited group that are like, finally a politician who's not a politician, but that's going to fade away. Just like 4 years ago, Herman Cain. Was it 4 years ago?
Yeah.
Herman Cain. He was like the Donald Trump, less rich and less bombastic than Donald Trump, but still kind of crazy. And he was number one in the polls for a little while.
Yeah.
I think Donald Trump's staying in the polls longer than he did.
Yeah.
Staying higher in the polls. But there's no way, come on. There's no way he's going to last.
So many of the things that he has said and done are so unpresidential.
Yes. And the Republican Party will not allow it because they know that he won't win against a Democrat. He won't win the majority of the country. He might win the majority of crazy conservatives. But
oh boy.
Sorry, am I going to be offending
I don't
people
care.
in this audience there? I'm not saying all conservatives are crazy.
There's nothing wrong with conservatives.
I'm not saying
there's something wrong with crazy conservatives.
yeah.
As there are things wrong with crazy socialists.
Yes, exactly. There's crazy on both sides.
As someone who usually votes Democrat, someone who is hoping that the Democrats do as well as possible in the next election.
Yeah.
You'd think I would want Donald Trump to win the Republican nomination because that would just make it easy. But I don't.
No.
I don't want. I want people to come to the table with actual good ideas and having good debate. And
I think it would be bad for the country if Donald Trump remained number one in the polls until election time.
Politics is weird.
Oh, I'm glad the door's open. I didn't realize the garage door was open. I thought we were going to just ram the door.
We made it.
We made it. I'm looking at the camera and waving to it.